A mother octopus curls tightly around her eggs, already dying. She's starving herself on purpose, because deep in her biology, this is exactly what motherhood requires her body to do. She chooses one hidden den deep among the rocks and commits to it completely. She will never relocate, never scout elsewhere, never leave this single spot again for the rest of her life. Thousands of translucent eggs hang like a chandelier from the den ceiling, each one holding the beginning of a future octopus she will very likely never live to see grow up. Her arms almost never stop moving, constantly fanning fresh, oxygen-rich water over every single egg cluster, hour after hour, day after day, without any real meaningful rest. She carefully cleans each egg using her arm tips and suckers, gently removing algae and parasites before they can smother or infect the delicate embryos developing inside. She stops eating entirely, not less often, not smaller portions, but completely. Researchers even documented her ignoring food placed directly within her reach. Leaving the den, even briefly to hunt, means risking her entire clutch to predators, so she stays put, letting her own body absorb the devastating cost instead. In 2007, researchers using a submersible discovered a deep-sea octopus guarding her egg roughly 1,400 meters down off the coast of Central California. They tracked this same octopus continuously for 4.5 years, the longest egg brooding period ever recorded for any animal species on Earth. Over time, her once vibrant, color-shifting skin gradually turns pale and dull, a visible outward sign of the severe internal decline happening within her body. With no food coming in at all, her body begins consuming its own muscle and organ tissue, simply to keep her most basic biological functions running. The specialized pigment cells controlling her skin's color-changing ability begin losing function as her body prioritizes bare survival over anything non-essential. Her arm movements grow visibly slower and weaker, yet she persists in fanning and cleaning her eggs exactly as she has since the very beginning. She stops exploring entirely, stops hunting entirely, narrowing her whole existence down to just two things: caring for her eggs and defending them. Inside each egg, a tiny embryo quietly develops eyes, arms, and a functioning nervous system while she continues wasting away just outside. How long this development takes depends heavily on water temperature, with colder deep-sea dens generally requiring a much longer, far costlier wait. So, a quiet race unfolds between her rapidly depleting energy reserves and the steady, ongoing development taking place inside every single egg. She remains the sole line of defense against reef predators searching for exactly this kind of vulnerable clutch with no partner or backup anywhere nearby. Even severely weakened, she still lashes out to fend off anything approaching too closely, defending her eggs with whatever strength she has left. She endures this entire extended ordeal completely alone, without any partner, support, or relief to help share either the burden or the risk involved. By the final stretch, her body has consumed nearly everything it has, reduced to bare minimum function just to sustain her continued caregiving. Two subtle signs begin appearing inside the eggs: faint movement and stirring, quietly signaling that after all this time, hatching is finally near. Fully formed baby octopuses, each only a few millimeters long, begin breaking free from their egg casings one by one, fully formed already. She actively helps the process along, using gentle currents from her arms to guide her hatchlings safely out into the surrounding open water. Tens of thousands of tiny octopuses drift out from the den in a single dense wave, scattering suddenly into the vast, unprotected open ocean. Almost immediately after her final egg hatches, she dies, often within just a few hours of releasing her very last offspring into the water. Researchers find her body exactly where she spent her final months, never once having relocated, never having abandoned her post at all. From a actively hunting adult to a fully self-sacrificing mother to eventual death, she gave everything, holding absolutely nothing back. And biologists call this reproductive strategy similarity, reproducing fully just once in an entire lifetime, then dying shortly afterward. Certain salmon and various insect species share this same uncompromising strategy, investing everything into one event, then dying soon after. Her eyes remain remarkably alert throughout her decline, tracking her surroundings even as her body simultaneously wastes away from starvation. For years, scientists genuinely wondered why she wouldn't simply eat small occasional meals rather than committing to such a total extended fast. The answer was eventually traced to small structures near her eyes called optic glands, quietly controlling her entire physical transformation. These glands trigger a cascading hormonal switch, one that shuts down her hunger almost completely the moment she becomes a mother. In laboratory studies, brooding octopuses consistently ignored food placed directly in front of them, their hunger response apparently gone entirely. When researchers experimentally removed these glands from brooding mothers, something immediate and scientifically telling happened next. The octopuses resumed feeding almost immediately and simultaneously abandoned their eggs entirely, confirming the glands controlled both behaviors. This proved her extended sacrifice isn't a conscious choice at all, but a precise, hardwired hormonal switch triggered the moment she becomes a mother. Regardless of the underlying mechanism, the outcome remains the same. Thousands of new lives released because she ultimately gave everything. She will never know if they survive and will never see them again. But because of her, they were given the only real chance they'll ever get.